Thank you so much. During the past 11 days, counting from the start of the Ocean Science Congress with over 2,000 international scientists, the Blue Economy Forum and the Ocean Rise and Coastal Resilience Coalition Summit, the 2025 UN Ocean Conference has provided a platform for enormous interest that surrounds ocean issues, including increased number of attendees, partnerships, and dialogues. We heard over 50 heads of state and government and other 100 high-level representatives express their commitments towards the health and governance of the ocean. These ministers and other authorities also led the discussions in the 10 multi-stakeholder ocean action panels, addressing the most critical challenges and opportunities for the fulfillment of the SDG 14. Since the inception, Costa Rica and France worked towards an action-oriented conference where all actors would be represented, where science would have their center role as it deserves, and where finance would make the commitments made here possible. Together with France, we also sought to catalyze momentum for multilateralism and collective ocean governance, including for the swift entry into force of the DDNJ agreement, the WTO agreement on fisheries subsidies, the IMO decarbonization strategy, as well as political momentum for an ambitious plastic pollution treaty and a precautionary pause to the start of seabed mining. As a result, we have 51 DDNJ ratifications confirmed and hopefully more coming in the next weeks to reach the 60 needed for entry into force. The call for precautionary pause has now reached 37 states, showing that more and more countries are listening to science and the demands of youth for their common heritage over commercial interests. UNOC 3 also fully embodied its overarching theme by actively engaging a diverse range of stakeholders from civil society in both the Blue Zone and the Green Zone. The Green Zone in La Baleine became a hub for inclusive dialogue, creative expression, and grassroots mobilization. It attracted more than 100,000 visitors over the past 2 weeks, which demonstrates the growing awareness and collective will to take action for ocean conservation. Protecting the ocean is a global responsibility that cannot rest on states alone. It is essential to mobilize the full spectrum of society: women, youth, indigenous peoples, coastal communities, entrepreneurs, artists, scientists, and everyday citizens all have a crucial role to play. Let me deeply thank the United Nations system, all the organizations that provided support, and our ally and host country, France, for a successful conference that has inspired us around a common purpose. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Foreign Minister. Mr. Guavadavo, you have the floor.
Merci beaucoup à vous. Merci aux Nations Unies. Merci à notre allié partenaire merveilleux du Costa Rica, à vous, Monsieur le Ministre, au Président Chavez et à mon ami Gina ici, inlassablement s'est battu. Nous avons gagné beaucoup de choses. Ce sommet est le plus grand sommet jamais organisé sur l'océan. Il a réuni de très nombreux chefs d'État, de très nombreux délégués. C'est un sommet historique puisqu'il a permis l'entrée en vigueur du traité sur la haute mer en 2 ans, puisque le 23 septembre, nous célébrerons à New York l'officialisation de ces probablement 65 ratifications que nous avons alors. La confirmation en est faite par les pays eux-mêmes. C'est donc 50% de la surface du globe qui connaît à Nice sa première gouvernance, régulation, et à partir de là, un monde nouveau s'ouvre, celui de la protection, création d'aires marines protégées. C'est aussi un sommet de combat, comme l'a dit le Costa Rica, avec lequel nous partageons beaucoup de valeurs. Ce combat pour la pose de précaution, le moratoire sur l'exploitation des grands fonds marins. C'est la raison qui parle, la raison qui nous a été apportée par les scientifiques et comme le ministre André l'a dit, ce sommet, grâce aux scientifiques, les 2500 scientifiques qui ont ouvert le congrès, tous ceux qui ont travaillé à produire des instruments nouveaux, Mercator, Lightpost, Starfish, l'Alliance Space for Ocean, tous ces scientifiques ne sont pas des lanceurs d'alerte, ils ne produisent pas des opinions, ils produisent des données et nous avons suivi ces données et nous sommes aujourd'hui en capacité de vous assurer que l'exploitation des grands fonds marins ne commencera pas de manière légale, en tout cas, qui est la seule que nous reconnaissons lors de la discussion que nous aurons maintenant dans un mois à Kingston en Jamaïque. Nous espérons que les 96 ministres qui sont engagés de l'environnement pour un traité plastique ambitieux permettront de faire à Genève, dans maintenant un mois et demi, un traité lui aussi ambitieux. Cette accélération car parmi Nice se retrouve dans tous les domaines, sur l'extension du nombre, du pourcentage d'aires marines protégées. Nous sommes aujourd'hui à presque 11%, nous étions à 8,4% lundi matin avant de commencer, donc il y a eu des engagements forts, il y a eu des engagements forts aussi à l'échelle régionale par de nombreux bassins maritimes. Plus généralement, je pense que nous avons, je crois, ensemble, cher Monsieur le Ministre, montré qu'avec la conviction et l'exemple que vous portez depuis très longtemps de défense de cette biodiversité, nous pouvons entraîner beaucoup de monde avec nous. Nous étions un pays, deux pays à penser que l'exploitation des grands fonds marins était un désastre. Nous sommes aujourd'hui 40. Nous avons mis 12 ans, la communauté internationale, à mettre en œuvre le précédent traité de Montego sur les zones exclusives économiques. Nous l'avons fait en 2 ans. Donc, dans ce moment de multilatéralisme contesté, dans ce moment de déni de la science, l'important c'est d'être une majorité. Et nous étions ici, on fait le calcul très précisément, dans cette grande copropriété qui est l'océan, bien commun, nous étions plus de 90% des copropriétaires présents en termes de kilomètres carrés de zones exclusives économiques. Voilà, je pense que ce qui a été décidé à Nice, personne ne pourra revenir dessus. Aucune voie illégale n'est acceptable. Et j'espère qu'une page nouvelle s'ouvre avec la COP, première COP Océan, qui se tiendra probablement donc en septembre 2026. Ça sera un grand moment. Nous aurons enfin un instrument contraignant pour discuter, certainement avec beaucoup de passion, pour cette protection qui, je reprends les mots du président de la République, cette protection doit devenir la règle, alors qu'elle était juste alors l'exception, et l'exploitation de l'océan doit être l'exception dès lors qu'elle est durable. C'est un renversement de paradigme important et nous le devons évidemment à toutes celles et tous ceux qui étaient là pendant ces 5 jours et qui ont précédé la conférence. Merci Costa Rica vraiment, et merci aux Nations Unies dans ce cadre qui est le cadre magnifique. Un pays, une fois, ont permis que de grandes choses se fassent.
Undersecretary Lee, you have the floor.
Thank you, Martina. Well, good afternoon, dear members of the press. 5 days ago, we formally opened the third UN Ocean Conference here in such a beautiful surrounding. Our distinguished speakers on the opening stage shared an urgent call to scale up action, innovation, and investment for a healthy, resilient, and productive ocean. They underscored the importance of multilateralism, with the United Nations at the center and the forefront. Today, I'm very proud to say that we close this historical week not just with hope, but with a concrete commitment, clear direction, and undeniable momentum. I extend my deepest gratitude to our co-hosts, France and Costa Rica, for their exceptional leadership. Their vision and the partnership have brought us to this critical milestones. To the city and the people of Nice, thank you, a big thank you for welcoming the world to your shores. And a special big thanks to the thousands of volunteers who rendered their very special assistance to all the participants. Nice has been more than a host. It is symbolic of the inclusive, science-based, and locally grounded approach we need for the ocean sustainability. Earlier this week, we learned from the President Macron that the name of Nice comes from a Greek word meaning victory. This is a fitting testament to what we have achieved through this conference, and also, more importantly, for our ocean. Indeed, this conference has been a resounding success, with more than 15,000 participants contributing their voices and commitments, and over 5,000 stakeholders are here in Nice over the past week. We can clearly see the strong momentum, drive, and ambition. It comes from a strong sense of the urgency about the dire state of the ocean and the need for the action to protect our oceans. So the results actually speak loudly for themselves. Over the 800 new voluntary commitments were registered in the lead-up to the conference, and many more were announced at the Ocean Conference itself. I call upon all participants to submit their commitments to the UN registry managed by the UNDESA MISMO department. All these commitments ranged from advocacy for the benefits of the ocean by use to the deep sea ecosystem literacy, capacity building on science and innovation for the ocean health, and the pledges to ratify the intergovernmental treaties. Several multilateral partnerships and coalitions were launched or strengthened, including the European Ocean Pact, the One Ocean Finance Facility, and the Ocean Rights and Coastal Resilience Coalition, just named a few. One thing that I just want to highlight, the 10 ocean action panels produced very much forward-looking recommendations to guide the implementation across the key themes, from the marine pollution and the nature-based solutions to the role of the women, youth, and the indigenous people in the ocean governance. The outcome recognizes the need for three crucial changes. First, greater investment, including scaling up the ocean finance to close the multi-billion-dollar funding gap. Second, enhance the science policy interface to ensure that our decisions are grounded in the best available science data and traditional knowledge. Third, accelerate the implementation of the international framework from the Marine Biodiversity Agreement under the Global Biodiversity Framework to the IOM, the Climate Strategy, and the WTO Agreement on harmful fisheries subsidies. This is a pivotal moment. The conference has successfully brought the ocean back to the forefront of the Sustainable Development Agenda. But let me also be very clear, the real text is not what we heard, we said here, but what we will do next. Pledge made this week must be rigorously implemented, tackled, and scaled. The partnership that we forged must deliver the tangible results while being deepened and made more inclusive. The momentum that we have generated must carry forward to the COP30s, global and other regional ocean forums, and the national decision-making process, translated into a decisive actions. So as a Secretary General of the conference, I'm deeply encouraged by all the achievements. Having said that, I also want to highlight one announcement. That is the Republic of Korea and Chile have both announced their respective national capacity, their commitment to host the next Ocean Conference. We want to see the positive momentum generated from needs from the Ocean 3 will further amplified in Ocean 4. So, with all those words, with the conclusion, the wave of the change has formed. It is now for our collective responsibility to propel them forward to our people, to our planet, and to, most importantly, to our future generations. Thank you.
Thank you.